Don Hale, welcome to Mark Dolan tonight. When did you realise that this chap, Stephen Downing, may not have been guilty of murder?
Well, funny enough, it came probably within the first 6 months. It was a story. I'd been at the Mackle of Mercury about probably 9 years then, and I hadn't really heard much about the case. But one or two people were sort of saying to me, he is innocent, he's serving time for somebody else. And sort of out of the blue, the family contacted me and said that they thought some new evidence had been sent to me as the editor. I'd just come back from holiday and started to look round, and nothing was there. But it sort of whet my appetite. So I went to meet the family at the home and saw that the tremendous amount of paperwork they had, and the fact that all the clothing from Stephen, at the time of his arrest and everything, was given back to them. The strange thing was, I went to the police, because I've obviously worked with them quite closely before, to say, I think there could be new evidence here that could quash the conviction, or the case needs to be looked at. And they just went mental. They were so awkward, they were arrogant, they were hostile. They threatened me with all sorts of things if I ever got involved with it. And they said straight away, everything, all the evidence, everything was burnt, lost and destroyed. Even the pickaxe handle, wooden pickaxe handle, which was the murder weapon. And I couldn't believe this. I thought, well, if somebody is saying that they're innocent, they're still in jail after 27 years, there must be a chance of relooking the evidence here. And the strange thing was, I've got some very good contacts within the police. 3 or 4 of them contacted me straight away and said, the police are lying. We have the evidence. What do you want? And they offered me all sorts of things. And so I said, well, look, I just need to get an idea of what's what from the family, but I want as much as information and evidence as you can give me. And you mentioned about parkrun before. I'm a runner myself. And I said to these other people, some were runners with me, I said, look, if we'll have to set up something because you're going to be watched, I'm going to be watched. And so we set up drop zones behind stone walls here and there, or behind gates on my country runs. And so we set up a scene called footballs, because, I used to play football, whatever, Aston Villa or Burnley or whatever. And so if I got a phone call from somebody or they left a message to say Burnley, I knew that there was some documents at a certain place. And so over a period of a couple of years, we built these up.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the police were very adamant that I should reveal my sources. They said, we know who they are, but we want you to confirm. And I said, well, if you know who they are, you don't need me to confirm. So they threatened me with all sorts of things, 2 years in jail if I didn't reveal my sources. And it went on for a long time of these threats, intimidation. I was stopped for speeding when I wasn't speeding. I was pulled over, and all sorts of things. And I ran a story. The first story in the Mackle of Mercury was I was trying to prove him guilty, actually, to see if he was guilty. And I ran it. Innocent or guilty was the headline. And the phones went absolutely ballistic. We got lots of people coming on saying, we went to the police 21 years ago then, offered them evidence. We saw a man running away like a bat out of hell. We saw other people that were involved giving false evidence. Police officers contributed with false statements. And I got a police officer who was in charge of the investigation on this case about 3 years after the conviction, came to me and said, your man is innocent. And he was pinned against the wall by a superintendent.